To manage digital transformation, you need to consider many, potentially even all, aspects of a company, of an organization. That's a challenging task. To simplify that task, you need some model to break down the complexity, to isolate different elements, and to see the interconnections. I want to present you one such model you can use here, a layered model of an organization. This is what the model looks like. Let's move through it step by step, from top to bottom, and then to the arrows on the sides. While in a digital economy characterized by volatility, uncertainty, complexity, and ambiguity, in a VUCA world for short, business companies face a variety of challenges. You have hyper-connected customers with individual needs, strict regulatory specification, new digital technologies, and constantly increasing competitive pressure. And these are just a few examples of the environment companies face. Beyond that, this field also holds numerous unexploited potentials. Among other things, these potentials include the further development and suppression of existing business models, the identification of so far unknown customer requirements, and the development of completely new market areas. In such an environment, focusing on customers is absolutely essential. Thus, the customer is at the top of the model. The customers whose interaction with other customers and companies is continuously increasing is a key value driver and therefore should be the reference point of all entrepreneurial activities in times of digital transformation. To look at a business company in its entirety in such an environment, we divide it into 5 information systems layers. Information systems, IS for short, are a central perspective for analysis and modeling in the business and information systems engineering discipline. Information systems are socio-technical systems that include human and automated components. They support collecting, structuring, processing, provision, communication, and use of data, information and knowledge, as well as their transformation. The 5 information system layers include the business model, the business processes, persons, and application systems, data and information, and infrastructure. Especially against the background of a rapidly changing environment, it is essential for business companies to establish structures and processes which enable a smooth interaction of the information systems layers and their dynamic development. One of the big challenges for companies in the digital economy is to differentiate between actual opportunities and short-term hypes, in spite of the high market complexity. In this context, the business model is of essential importance, as it helps to utilize existing potentials of the market effectively. The business model, as the top layer below the customer, covers the global corporate mission, including associated goals, strategies, and general business conditions. Consequently, it defines a company's market, how it operates, and which models for cost and revenue are used to achieve success. This includes a value proposition describing which of the customer's requirements can be satisfied by the products and services offered by the company. An additional aspect of the business model is the question of which resources are required to achieve the defined corporate goals. This also includes the definition of a suitable organizational structure, following the purpose to integrate the company into an efficient digital value-added network through selective cooperation with partners. Let's move one level down. A view oriented towards workflows and processes is necessary for companies. The purpose of process orientation is the cooperation within the organization, but also across functional areas. This potential can be progressively extended to the entire value-added network of a company. Business processes define which tasks have to be performed and how they are linked in terms of content and expertise to fulfill the global corporate task. In addition to using classic concepts for processes, the digital economy, which drives diversity of products and processes, also increases the requirement of modern process concepts such as agile and interactive processes. Compared to classic standardized processes, modern concepts are focused on the ability to react quickly to changes in order to generate competitive advantages. Additionally, the possibilities and limits of process management are continuously expanding with the help of new digital technologies. In this way, by using innovative process mining technologies, among other things, processes can be visualized and analyzed in real time based on real data. Let's move even a further level down. Tasks from these processes can be performed manually by human task owners, for example by employees, automated by machines, for example by application systems, or by a combination of both. Employees are part of an organizational structure that defines relations and responsibilities. To be able to respond to changes of the digital economy in a flexible way, it is also possible to involve external persons, for example consultants or crowd workers. Since the early days of process automation, companies have been trying to support their employees with automated processes in carrying out their tasks. With modern application systems and digital technologies, nowadays companies can go a step further and also automate hardly structured processes. Hereby, application systems can be divided into three basic components. These three components are application software, system software, and hardware systems. Application software implements operational tasks and procedures. System software components and hardware systems form the technical basis and allow the application software to be executed. In this way, enterprise resource planning systems, ERP for short, workflow management systems, supply chain management systems, business intelligence systems, social collaboration systems, and knowledge management systems help to improve the execution of in-house and cross-enterprise processes to encourage cooperation and to pre-process knowledge in a targeted way. As a result, shorter processing times and a higher quality in processes and decisions can be achieved. Furthermore, customer relationship management systems and customer-oriented application systems, such as web portals or apps, can be used, among other things, to improve the customer experience through higher availability and personalization. Let's move again a level further down. The task owners need data and information to execute their tasks. Data is a rule-based combination of characters. By adding context, data is given a meaning so that information is generated. When information is linked with other information, knowledge is created. While digital technologies are spreading widely, the amount of available, especially digitally available, data is also rapidly increasing, revealing new knowledge potential. Structured data, for example tables or relational databases, can be used with the help of statistical analysis methods. Using various forms of artificial intelligence, for example cognitive computing or deep learning, modern algorithms and models also allow to a more accurate processing of unstructured data. For example, unstructured data like text, graphics, video, or audio files. With big data analytics, large data sets from different sources can be analyzed and combined faster and faster down to real time to make better decisions, reveal optimization potential, identify trends, and, most importantly, understand customer and employee needs. And now we move a further level down to the lowest level in the model. In order to be able to use the potential of digital technologies, an adequate infrastructure is required. The infrastructure includes all hardware components and the system software required for the technical implementation. The term hardware covers all physical components and devices which are part of a computer or computer network. In addition to the traditional components such as cables, hard drives, routers, servers, PCs, laptops, and tablets, this also includes progressively smart devices, which are linked to the internet and, to some extent, operate independently. These components can be assigned to personal use, as for example smartphones, wearables, or intelligent cars, or they can be designed for industrial use, as in Industry 4.0 factories or smart grid components. In doing so, the classic information and communication infrastructure is more and more integrated into the production infrastructure. This is into the machines and workpieces. The system software includes the operating system, the interface between a user, respective applications and hardware, and additionally translation programs, utilities, drivers, and database systems. The infrastructure components, depending on the implementation, can be operated and managed independently or can be purchased by external providers as a service. Now companies are facing the challenge to make strategic decisions regarding the use of disruptive technologies at the right time. Due to the vast consequences for the entire company, the goal in the context of digital disruption is to reduce the uncertainty in selecting technologies, for example by analyzing the potential of trends and technologies. The focus should be on systematically analyzing both potential and threats and deductions of sound recommendations for action. Along with digitalization, many companies are forced to adapt their business models substantially. For example, from product orientation to an orientation on customer and service, as well as digital ecosystems. In talking about digital ecosystems, please see these small sides of the model with the dashed lines. Obviously, a silo perspective on an individual organization, as I just described it, is not fully sufficient because you're interlinked in value networks and in ecosystems. So basically you have the interlinkage of many companies, all consisting of these different layers. That's what these small dashed lines on the side should show you. Now let's move back to the arrows surrounding the model. We already had digital disruption. Let's move to digital business. Because to build up such a digital business, the further development of innovative, often data-driven business models, including current and future opportunities and risks, is the main challenge. Because of the radical changes in business models, a comprehensive alignment of the entire company to the new digital challenges is required. This process is called digital transformation. Here, existing processes and structures, application systems and data management, as well as the underlying infrastructure, must be aligned to the requirements of new customer needs and business models. Overall, this framework should support structuring the different layers of a company, the different components of a company and their interplay, and thereby allow to reduce the complexity of digital transformation and digital management, because you see these different components can break down the complexity and the end assemble the full picture again.